the first and foremost thing is we know we had the inverse head and shoulder that broke out, right? So we had that breakout, which puts it in a short-term bullish bias that at least travels up to the high end of this range, maybe even the target of 74,000. And obviously, we'll have to get through this level here as well as 74 to see if we can break through. But either way, notice what's happening. So you got the breakout, you got a small down candle yesterday, a small green candle today. That could be the start of bullish consolidation above this level. I'm still in the camp that as long as you stay above the neckline, which is this line here of the inverse head and shoulders, let's say we go like that, what type of pattern is that? Bullish flag pattern, right? And so ultimately, that gives us the probability that at some point we test the $68,000 to $69,000 level on Bitcoin.
Wait a minute, everyone. Welcome to Bitcoinzilla, your platform for daily cryptocurrency analysis and news. Our mission is to keep it simple. Bitcoinzilla offers engaging information that is easy to understand. Our analysts keep their eyes on the latest news to provide valuable insights via email. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Join our community of 10,000 subscribers and experience the new edge with Bitcoinzilla. Subscribe now. Let's join Gareth in this interview about Bitcoin and more.
Now, just going to a couple other charts here in the crypto sphere. Solana pushing up beautifully, guys. I do have a resistance level that I'm eyeing on Solana. It's just above 170, and then a secondary level here as well. I just want to show you guys this one. This one's a pretty good one as well. So again, as these things move up, for me, I'm not chasing Solana up here, right? I mean, it's just not my style. I don't like to chase. I want to be on the first, when the level hits, whether it's support, I buy, whether it's resistance, I short. And for me, the best level here, and again, there might be some levels just below, like in this range, but this level up here, notice there's a parallel line here, 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 all the way down to these levels. And if you take this high, it goes right through these lows, and that's a parallel line. So this line here is parallel to this line, and that gives us this line here, which is right around, just honestly, it's around 195 to 200. So there's a possibility we could get up to those levels. Now let's look at some of these other beaten downs. I haven't done Cardano in a little while, so let's touch base on Cardano and see what Cardano's doing here. All right, so the first thing that I see is it is upticking. So you are starting to see some of these altcoins uptick. Now, by the way, if the meme stocks are running, altcoins like this should be running too, because it's all about risk on. It's all about like trying to make lots of money. And I mean, that's what it is, right? We've seen Pepe do well recently as well. So first and foremost, we have a very defined level of support, right? I mean, that you can't get any better than that. So as long as price stays above this general line here, right, then technically you give it an upside bias. If it breaks that level, which is around 41 to 42 cents, obviously then I think it goes to 35 cents. But on the upside, we have this pivot here. That's going to be first resistance just above 50 cents. If it can get through that, then you maybe have a little bit more upside to about 55 cents. But there's just a lot of resistance right in here, right? So again, just be aware. Yes, Cardano's trying to make up and make a move, but it's got to get through a lot of these levels to really have a run at those previous high pivot points, okay? Next up, let's take a look at gold. And gold, again, had a small pullback yesterday, but is catching its mojo today and pushing up. It's looking more and more like, in the very least, it wants to test this high, this double top high, which is the high of the topping tail. Any close on the daily chart above that high, it's this thing, honestly, gold's going straight north of 2,500, in my opinion. This is that big of a level, right? When you negate a topping tail, it's usually not like, oh, I negated it by a fraction. It's usually like, okay, this is the next big leg to the upside. So again, shorter term, I was kind of honestly looking for a pullback to 2,200. We only got to about 2,280, but ultimately mid and long term, you guys know I'm a huge gold fan here, a huge metal fan. Anything that's physical, right? Because remember, the US dollar does not trade against nothing. It trades against other currencies. And so the US dollar is holding it's generally, if you look at the last couple years, the last 5 years, the dollar's held its value. But that's because every other country's printing their currency just like the dollar is, or the Fed is. So what that tells us is that hard assets that are scarce, gold, platinum, palladium, silver, etc., those should just continue to go up as long as the other all these other currencies are being printed. So just a reminder on that. I think that's an important reminder. I think a lot of people assume, oh, if the dollar stays strong, gold's not going to go up. No, because they're all gold. The dollar stays strong because they're printing yen, they're printing euro, they're printing all of those as well, and it's based off of those other currencies. Gold is not, and so gold should still go up in that situation.
BlackRock's Spot Bitcoin ETF, the iShares Bitcoin Trust (IBIT), has attracted 414 institutional holders in less than 3 months, a milestone described as mind-boggling by a Bloomberg analyst. BlackRock's IBIT secures 414 institutional holders in under 3 months. This achievement is unprecedented for new ETF. Other Bitcoin ETF like Bitwise, Fidelity, and RK have significantly fewer holders. Millennium Management leads with 20.8 M shares, $844 million. Schonfeld Strategic Advisors follows with 6.1 M shares, $248 million. IBIT's Bitcoin holdings are 276,190 BTC, valued at over $18 billion. IBIT saw $131.8 million in inflows, outpacing competitors. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink is bullish on Bitcoin's long-term viability, calling IBIT the fastest-growing ETF in history.
The first thing I want to make clear is that this week has been probably the lightest volume week in years for the stock market. Now, considering the stock market's been rallying, that's pretty remarkable because in general, you'd assume, oh, wow, there's a lot of buyers pushing up the market, but it's actually the opposite. Yes, there are buyers, but there's just no sellers, and meaning institutions are not buying, it's retail. And again, at the same point, institutions are more than happy to let the retail crowd float the market up. So again, S&P 500 slowly inching up. We're up slightly on the day. Not a big move, just ever so slight. But if we flip over to the daily chart, we're still just below my next key level. Now, the first thing I'm paying attention to is this candle from yesterday. Now, it's not a topping tail. So that's the first thing, is that topping tails, you have to have a big candle. So there has to be a large candle with a large wick to it. And the wick is the kind of like the tail at the top. And this one, yes, it has a wick to it and a closed in the lower percentages here, but it's not big enough. It's not a big enough candle to really get my attention just yet.
Bitcoin is holding steady at $67,000 with a 10% gain month to date, but traders warn of a possible 10% price drop ahead. Bitcoin is trading at $67,000 with 10% monthly gains. Major resistance at $72,000. Liquidity concentrated around $66,500 and $67,800. Key support at the 100-day moving average, potential dip to $60,000. Trader Don Crypto Trades identifies resistance at $72,000 and intermediate levels at $68,000. Bitcoin's 100-day moving average is a critical support level for gauging momentum. In a shocking mistake, a Bitcoin holder sent 90% of their BTC to an address linked to Bitcoin's creator, Satoshi Nakamoto. A Bitcoin holder accidentally sent over $7,000 in BTC to a Satoshi-associated address. The error occurred during an attempt to trade the PUPS meme coin. The crypto community is astonished and sympathetic, highlighting the irreversible nature of such errors. The user intended to trade PUPS, a BRC20 token, but misdirected the funds. Satoshi's known addresses, holding significant BTC, remain untouched. The incident underscores the critical need to double-check transaction details in the crypto world. According to records, China has divested $53.3 billion in U.S. Treasury notes and agency bonds during the first quarter. Some analysts suggest this reduction in foreign exchange reserves might be China's strategic move to leverage its holdings against the United States. Economist Jim Rickards forecasts that gold prices could surpass $27,000, emphasizing that this projection is not made for attention or shock value. It's the result of rigorous analysis, he clarified. This represents a significant increase from his previous estimate of $15,000 by 2026. If you've been with us so far, a big thank you. Don't forget to subscribe for free to Bitcoin Zella for your daily news. The link is waiting below. That's all for today's crypto news. Stick around for more updates, insights, and analysis on cryptocurrencies. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more exciting content.